Budva seems like just another beach destination in Europe, but when you start exploring it, you realize there's so much more hidden within its walls. Is it worth coming here? Can you really get to know it well in just 2 days? Or is it one of those overrated places? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what to see in Budva, from its historic old town to hidden beaches and walks with incredible views, all based on our real experience spending 2 nights here. Because if there's one thing we learned, it's that Budva isn't what it seems at first glance. We arrived in Budva with the idea of staying just 2 nights, just enough to find out if it's really worth including it in a route through Montenegro. We chose to stay at the Hotel Astoria, right inside the old town, and from the very first moment, it already felt different. Being there is not just a matter of comfort, it's part of the experience. You step out the door, and you're right in the middle of the cobblestone street, surrounded by history.
I'm hit by the same old tide, blinded by the lights, and I'm going through changes, but it's easier with you. I'm going through changes, and so are you.
The price was €180 per night for a double room, with breakfast included. Check your dates, because that can vary a lot, you know? In our case, it was the end of July. It doesn't have parking, but there is paid parking a few blocks away. But what surprised us the most was that the hotel has direct access to the beach, with a bar where we ended up spending many hours of the day, between swimming, having something to drink, and that relaxed vibe that makes you want to stay. The advice is to bring beach shoes, since the bottom isn't sand, but stone. We stayed for 2 nights, which allowed us to explore at a relaxed pace, without rushing from one place to another. The old town of Budva is, without a doubt, the heart of the city, and although at first glance it may seem small, it has much more history than you might imagine. This place is over 2,500 years old, and Greeks, Romans, and Venetians have all passed through here. In fact, much of what you see today has that Venetian influence, especially in the stone walls that surround the entire city and give it that unique atmosphere. Walking through its streets is about getting a little lost on purpose. There isn't an exact route. What's interesting is turning at every corner, discovering small squares, hidden corners, and details that don't appear on any map. Within the old town, there are 2 churches that stand out above the rest. On one hand, there's the Church of St. John, easily recognizable by its tall bell tower, and for centuries, one of the city's most important landmarks. And on the other hand, the Church of the Holy Trinity, with its Orthodox style and a completely different architecture that reflects another part of Budva's history. Another key point is the citadel, or fortress, which is located at one end of the old town. You can enter by paying an admission fee, and although it might seem optional, the truth is that it's really worth it. From the top, you have one of the best views of Budva, with the contrast of the orange rooftops of the Old Town and the blue of the Adriatic Sea.
You could see yourself just sitting there on my chair. I'm staring at you, you don't even notice.
But beyond the specific spots, what really makes this place special is the atmosphere. During the day, it has a calm, almost slow pace, but as the evening falls, it starts to transform. The lights turn on, restaurants set tables outside, and the Old Town comes alive in a new way. It's the kind of place where you don't just come to see things, but you end up staying a little longer than you planned. One of the best things about Budva is that not everything is inside the Old Town. Just a few minutes walk away, you find one of those places that completely change the pace of your trip: the path to Mogren Beach. To get there, you have to walk along the coast from the Old Town on a fairly simple but very beautiful path, with the sea always on one side and the cliff on the other. It's a short walk, but very picturesque. Thank you for... Mogren is actually made up of two small connected coves, surrounded by rocks and vegetation, which gives it a much more intimate feel than other beaches. Thank you for watching the video, and it's super clear, quite calm, and the surroundings really make you want to stay. It's the kind of place you go to for a little while and end up spending several hours, whether you're swimming, relaxing, or just enjoying the view. And after exploring the Old Town, you really appreciate this kind of contrast. The lounge chairs, a pair of lounge chairs with an umbrella, cost around €50 to rent at any of these beaches we've been visiting. Are you enjoying the video and finding it helpful? We encourage you to subscribe. It only takes a second, and you won't miss any of our guides for your upcoming trips. On the other side of the Old Town, you also have a beach and a very picturesque promenade, which really changes the vibe of the place. Following the coast, there's a long promenade where everything feels more open and more dynamic. On one side, you have the sea, with little boats gently swaying in the water, and on the other side, a mix of bars, restaurants, and more modern spaces. It's a much livelier area, especially as the day goes on. There are more people, more movement, and that typical summer coastal city atmosphere. It's also a place where you can go on a boat trip to one of the islands surrounding Budva. What's interesting is precisely that contrast. In just a few minutes, you go from quiet medieval streets to a completely different environment. More touristy, more modern, but still part of the Budva experience. It's perfect for wandering aimlessly, especially at sunset, when the light starts to fade and everything becomes warmer. There's a place you can probably also visit by boat, and you've almost certainly seen it in photos before coming to Montenegro, even without knowing its name. It's Stefan. It's that small island connected to the coast by a path, with stone houses and reddish roofs, that looks like it's straight out of a postcard. For years, it was a fishing village, although today, it operates as a luxury hotel. Even seeing it from afar, you can already understand why it's one of the most iconic places in the country. If you have time, it's worth getting closer by boat, even if it's just to see it and take some pictures. We haven't talked about dinners yet. You can have them at food stalls if you want, since Budva, as a popular tourist destination in the middle of summer, might not be that affordable. We chose a restaurant, and one of the nights we had dinner inside the old town. And it's hard not to recommend it. When night falls, the stone streets light up, the tables are set outside, and everything becomes much more intimate. It's a relaxing plan, perfect for slowing down after walking all day. The other night, we had dinner on the hotel's rooftop, but we expected more from it than what it actually turned out to be. That's why our recommendation is to have dinner at one of the restaurants in the old town. You can't go wrong with that. After spending 2 days in Budva, the feeling we have is pretty clear. It's not just a beach destination, it's a place that combines history, scenery, and different ways to experience it all in a very small area. If you're enjoying Montenegro, you can't miss this place.